What is up, YouTube? Alright, so we're going to talk about a sensitive subject. Okay, this is probably going to hurt a lot of people's feelings. They might get a little butthurt about this. I'm not 100% sure, but this is going to be one of those true and honest videos that I do where I talk about a subject and give my opinions on it and stuff like that. So one of the big things on YouTube, I've seen comments about it, I've seen videos about it, I've seen people, with their own opinions, so let's just talk about mine. A lot of people on YouTube are resellers, guys, and you're going to have to get over it. And a lot of people in general are resellers. So is that wrong? Well, there's a thin line, I think sometimes, or a thick line. It really depends on how you look at it. But in the past, I've resold. There's been many times where I bought a lot of games, and when I say a lot, I mean like, a bunch of games at once, and I picked what I wanted, and I sold the rest. Now, did I sell it for what I probably paid for it? No. I'm not gonna lie about that. There was times when I did pick up, maybe even $400 to $500 worth of games for $100 or $200, and then I turned around and sold most of it, made my money back, plus maybe even made more. So I'd be lying to you guys if I said that I haven't resold in the past. But people are, I just see a lot of comments lately, talking about the scumbag resellers, talking about stuff like that. And in all honesty, yes, there is some scumbag resellers out there. So I think more along the lines, those people are the people that do this purely for making money. There's no collectiveness behind it. There's no passion behind it. It is, hey, I'm doing this as a job. And I'm going to buy this Nintendo game for $2, and then I'm going to sell it for $100, or, something like that. Somebody that doesn't do it without the passion for it, or sometimes remorse. So we've seen a lot of the websites. We know a lot of them do it. Like Pixel Game Squad, Game Chasers, and some of those other people, and a lot of YouTube channels, is they make these pickups, they keep what they want, and then they sell the rest off to either make their money back, or, just get a couple bucks to pay for the trip to get it, and everything else like that. So, I think a lot of time, excuse me. I think what a lot of people are going to have to do is just kind of get over the fact that YouTube is full of resellers. And, honestly, everybody's done it. You might not logically think you've done it, but everybody has really done it. If you look back, did you sell any of your old games you resold in? In all honesty, you resold. Did you go to Goodwill sometime, buy a game, didn't like it, and then sold it? Well, there, you're a reseller. That's kind of what I think people don't understand about it, is it's not just cut and dry with some things. And I think a lot of times is what happens is people just get jealous that they didn't get that good a deal, or that they personally want that item way more than the person that probably got it did. And I'd be lying if I said that wasn't my big thing in the beginning. I've talked about scumbag resellers in the past, or that resellers are ruining the collecting thing, and it's just over time some of the opinions on it have changed, obviously, especially now that I've sold off most of my collection and I'm just keeping kind of what I consider my personal collection. And I look at a lot of the stuff that I picked up over the years, and I was just kind of like, why did I pick this up? So in all honesty, besides what I've done in the past, I became a reseller with that too, because a lot of the stuff I bought, I sold away. Now, if we want to talk about dark side of this, obviously one of the worst things I can discuss is scalpers. Scalpers, I think, are really the scumbag resellers. If you want to talk about scumbags, there's some people, that specifically, I think, like those analog pockets, I don't really know much about them, or those analog systems that came out, the little handhelds. People were buying, multiple of those, so that way that they went out of stock. And once they were out of stock, obviously the price of it skyrocketed. So then they just turned around and screwed a lot of people over. They were a big thing was too with like the PS5s and the Xboxes and stuff like that. People were buying these, at retail and turning around and charging twice as much. Now, when we talk about scumbags, those I think are the scumbags. Now, because I remember for the longest time I wanted a PS5, and God knows I wasn't going to spend, $800, $900 on one. So I finally got lucky one day. I downloaded an app that let me know when stuff got restocked, and I finally got my PS5. Nowadays, nowadays you can see PS5s and Xbox Series X everywhere. It's crazy. But that is the truth of the matter. And there is a bunch of resellers on YouTube. And I think, like I said, I think it all comes down to jealousy. We're just mad that we didn't get that good a deal, or mad that, we can't find those items. But I watched a few channels talk about it, specifically JRPG Life. They had a big one, and if I remember when I get done with this, talking about this, I will leave I'll link to their channel below. They're a great channel. I love watching them. They're really cool and laid back, and I love the channel. But they talked about it too. The resellers also provide a service kind of for collectors. So obviously, if you're collecting something and you can't find it, sometimes these resellers, have better luck. They'll find the stuff. They'll put it in their store. And I've seen, for the most part, the ones that I'm talking about earlier that I like, that are passionate about it, like the JRPG people. When you're passionate about it, you will not upcharge people an arm and a leg. You might have got a good deal on the game, but you're more than likely not going to charge outrageously beyond price charting. And a lot of times that's what I did. Is a lot of times if I got good deals on stuff, I would look at price charting. I would see what it's kind of going for, and that's usually what I would sell it around. I wouldn't try to upcharge somebody because I know, hey, this game's rare. I even had I had a buddy looking at buying my Ribbit King on GameCube, which is a very expensive game. And, he honestly looked it up and seen that it was going for like $200 on eBay at the time that we were going to sell it. But I told him, I looked at price charting, it was at $180. So if he really wanted to buy it, I'd give him the friend discount and drop it down to like $160 or something like that. And I got that game pretty cheap, not going to lie. But it comes down to is, like I said, if you got a passion for it, then it's different. See, like a lot of people will get upset with like Phoenix Resale and stuff like that. They feel like he doesn't know anything about video games. He doesn't have passion for it. He is purely doing this for money, which I'm sure he does it for money. I mean, what would be the point of reselling then otherwise? But there's a lot of these guys too that do this stuff because they, it is a source of income. I mean, look at YouTube. A lot of people on here do this for fun, yes. Granted, we do it for fun. Like, we make content, and if I didn't have fun doing this, I would not, sit here and talk for 10 minutes and blabber on about my opinion on stuff that some people probably don't agree with. But some of them, do this as a source of income. They do it as a fun little side project. And, yeah, like I said, I've been jealous in the past. Seeing guys pick up amazing pickups for cheap prices and really wishing it was me. Now that my collecting habits have changed and stuff, I feel more, what do I want to say? I'm trying to figure out the right word to come up with, but I feel more happy for them for finding what they did find, because that's cool. I mean, I'm glad that lot of games they found didn't end up in a junk pile, or didn't end up at a garbage place or a landfill or something like that. So it's just cool to see that. But I just want you guys to understand too that reselling is going to happen. It's been happening forever. If anybody thinks about it, people that bought stuff at retail that was on sale and sold it on eBay. I mean, there's people out there that is their job too, is reselling. So I think it just comes back to, like I said, what in general your opinion is about it. And I want to know, honestly, in the comments below what you guys think about that, about reselling. Do you think there's a thin line between it? There's a thick line? And have you done it in the past? Like I said, there's been times I haven't purposely done it. I will pick games up and then, go through and sell what I wanted and then, or keep what I wanted and sell what I didn't want. But I didn't specifically get on Facebook, or didn't go to thrift stores, or go to, you know, stuff like that to purposely find stuff just to resell. I found, you know, what my passion was for was trying to find the games first, and then over time it became more along the lines was, I don't need these games, so I'm going to sell them to somebody that does like them and maybe make some money in return. So let me know in the comments below if you guys, what your opinions on reselling is. Do you think that there is, you know, is there a lot of people out there that are scumbags for doing it? Or is there people out there that, you know, it's really just what they want to do? If that's what they want to do, so what? Or do you don't care? It doesn't bother you. It doesn't affect you at all, which a lot of us, that's really what it is a lot of these resellers do not affect us at all, guys. You don't have to buy from them. You're not local. I mean, I think our biggest source of seeing this stuff is through YouTube. So I think in social media, so maybe we along the lines see it more often, and that's why we get more upset about it. Because otherwise, these people have been doing this stuff in the shadows forever. I think just with social media and YouTube nowadays, they're bringing it more to light. Like I said, with Phoenix Resale, and a lot of these other ones, Chase has the right price. You know, these guys do this stuff for pretty much a living, and they make the content with it. Do you think that, you know, if obviously if these guys weren't making the content and they were just off in the shadows, you know, you wouldn't not even know they were doing it. So it wouldn't even affect you. So that being said, like I said, I want to know what you guys' opinions on this. Do you think it is kind of, I think, kind of a very controversial subject sometimes on here, and everybody's always usually got a different opinion on it. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Like always, I try to reply and interact with you guys as much as I can. I love reading comments. It's probably my favorite thing on here. If I could have more comments and views, that'd probably be the best feeling ever, is just to read your guys' comments. Because that, one, tells me that you guys took the time to enjoy the video, and two, that you actually took time out of your schedule to interact and write me a comment. So I really love to see that, guys. I love to read your discussions between each other too. So yeah, you get some free time, guys. I'd love to read those comments. So with that being said, let me know what you guys think about resellers. Do you think that they're the scum of the world, or are they just another average Joe out there trying to improve their financialness or their collection? So that being said, guys, stay retro, my friends, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out, guys.